If you've watched my channel before, you know I haven't always been a marketer. In fact, for the first 10 years of my professional career, I was a teacher and even an assistant principal for a little bit. So I get this question all the time. Brendan, how do I start and grow my career in marketing? And I don't ever want to give people like 4 steps this or 7 tips of that. So I want to share a clip from a conversation I had with my buddy Bill King, who runs SEO and paid acquisition at Drift. He also has a non-traditional career path, but is now a really successful marketer. So I want to share a clip of a conversation we had about it. So instead of watching a video from some marketing guru or whatever talking about a career in marketing that they've never actually had, learn from Bill and I, right? And at the end of the video here, I'm going to give you my key takeaways just from my conversation, but also what I always tell people about growing and starting their own career in marketing. Let's check that out. So tell me more about like in-house. Talk to me about like career stuff, like having I would argue a non-traditional background, just like me. Yeah. Like I was a teacher.
Yep.
Tell me about a career in SEO. Like, I guess I'd start with somebody curious about, how do I get a career in SEO? I don't have any like background in it. Like, how would you recommend somebody who's interested in it or maybe has done it for a little bit for themselves? Like if they want to do it full time and have that, for me, it was like, I want some alignment in my life.
Yeah.
How would you recommend they kind of go about that? What would be their first steps?
Yeah, I think, so I'll tell you how I got interested. I got interested in it because it became interesting to me as I was writing. I was putting a ton of work into my blog, and I'm like, man, I would love to get more people in front of this content, not because I thought it was like the best, but because I thought it would be cool to meet other people and get interested and maybe grow a following. So connecting that to how SEO could help it. I've always been someone, if you connect the value of what that does, I get fired up about it, right? When I was in school, when I was in like high school, I wasn't really interested in math, but my dad's an engineer, and like I've always liked solving problems. But when I got into poker and took that seriously, I realized the connection between the theory and the concept, right? Or I'm sorry, the theory and practice. SEO, I fell into SEO because I wanted to get my blog out there. And when I, interviewed at HubSpot originally to work on their consulting team, that was what they really cared about. It wasn't like, oh, I ranked the site. Like, it's important to have the skills, but like the why behind what you do, I think will drive you past the tough points that you get into, because there are so many super smart people way smarter than I am in this space, that have way more experience and are like out there doing incredibly thought-provoking things. I just got back from Tech SEO Boost, and you want to talk about like mind-blowing smart people. But I just love it. I find it really interesting. And who knows like how long like traditional SEO as it sits today will be around. But I think if you stay curious and you stay hungry and you're just infinitely curious about the like solving tough problems, you will evolve as a marketer as well, right? But I guess that's the long like interest. I don't know if you should force yourself to get into it, but like if you've got some type of pet project that like you want to tie SEO into and then show that and tell that story about that passion, like this led me to growing this, I think that's a good way to start. There's no limit to the amount of resources available online right now. If you want to get into something, go do it. That's the state nowadays. So everybody should feel enabled. I think you just need to prioritize things if that's really what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more, like in SEO for the rest of us, I'm getting more and more people that are like, hey, I kind of joined this course and community to, learn SEO for my side project or whatever, but I like also turns out hate my job, and you seem like you really like yours and you do this full time and you have this course on it that I'm taking. So like, I like this topic. I'm wondering if I should do this full time. And I've been like talking them through like how I did it. And it was really easy for me to walk into interviews and be like, hey, here's what I'm doing now for clients. Here's my system. Here's what I have done for myself. Mm-hmm. Here's what I'm learning from. Like having answers to all that stuff. I've interviewed plenty of people for SEO positions. And when you ask them like, where do they learn from? Or, what are they interested in? Or what's like exciting about it? And they like don't have an answer. It's like, if you're not excited about it, like, why? Like, this is just another job to you, and that's fine.
Yeah.
There's places that are happy to have those people, but you're probably not going to work at an interesting company or with interesting clients.
Yeah, that's a super important point. And I think if anybody's interested in SEO, let me explain to you that if if you just want to work on the interesting, like fun stuff, you're going to have a tough time, right? You might like be able to rank a lot of sites, but you need to understand the business behind it and like why we're doing it and be able to tell those stories and like really connect with, at least maybe I'm biased because I work in house and that's like such a big highlight. But I think if you really want to like scale and grow your career, and this goes beyond, I think this happened to me with like music stuff. It's like, once it became something that I had to take from a passion and interest to like turning into a business, I didn't want to do it anymore. And search and marketing was the opposite. It was like, wow, I get to do this and I get to get paid for it. Like that was the light switch. Whereas like something that's just a passion and you can't turn into a business, I would say that that's probably not the path for you.
So here's my two biggest takeaways. Number one, just start. When I was in my first digital marketing interviews for my career as I was leaving teaching, I had something to show people, right? I have a small little website about building a photography business based on some of my first ever client work that I've shown over and over and over. I spend maybe an hour a month on it and it continues to grow, and I'm able to show that to people. And I was able to show that to people in my first interviews that I could be successful in this position. I also built and grew a successful e-commerce brand, my jitsu apparel company. I sold it in 2016. Even though I stopped that business, it still made for some great learnings and some great stories that I could tell in an interview. Or if I was looking to get raises and I was looking for more responsibility in my position, I was looking to grow my marketing career again, I had that experience outside of work. And then number two, make sure you are passionate about the work and not just the results, not the salary, not the lifestyle, not the cool clients, not the cool company, none of that, but the actual work you're going to do every single day. I ruined my jiu-jitsu passion. My passion for Brazilian jiu-jitsu was ruined by turning it into a business, right? But I loved the work of it. I loved blogging, I loved SEO, I loved writing, and now that I do that every single day, I love what I do. Those two tips combined and everything you kind of just heard in my chat with Bill are what got me to where I am today. It got him to where he is today at Drift. It got me to where I am today at Directive, doing performance marketing for software companies, leading this amazing team that I have the privilege to work with. If you want to start and grow your career in marketing, do a couple quick things for me. Number one, check out the description below. I'll also try to put a link here in the video. Check out the rest of my playlist of my interview with Bill King. I also have a separate playlist just about starting and growing your marketing career, including vlogs of when I was actually leaving teaching and going and starting marketing. Things that you hear a lot of people looking back on, right? You're hearing me reminisce, but you can actually tune into when I was doing it at that exact moment, what I was thinking, what I was feeling, how I was getting it done. Check out that playlist as well. And if you're serious about growing your marketing career, especially in SEO, take the SEO challenge, the One Ranking Away SEO challenge. You can check that out at 100daysofseo.com/challenge. Link is in the description. Then finally, if you're making videos like I am, make sure you check out podreacher.com. Jackie and her team at Podreacher, who helped me turn all of these videos and this podcast and everything else that I do for 100 Days of SEO and SEO for the rest of us into long form written content that ranks well in search. You can check them out at podreacher.com. And then final, like 6 calls to action, Brendan. I know that breaks every marketing rule ever where they're like have one call to action. I just want to give you a chance to take some action today. Let me know in the comments below. How are you growing your marketing career? How did you get those first wins? What are those first things you did to either start or grow your marketing career? Or if you're still looking to start, you're still in a non-marketing position and you want to get into this kind of stuff, let me know where you're at right now. I'd be happy to help you troubleshoot that sort of thing. I've been Brendan Hufford. Don't forget to work hard, be nice people, and don't get too lost trying to create something that matters.